Grow your practice, grow your wealth, grow your impact. Find out how to spend less time in the dental chair and more time on the things you love.
Welcome to the Dental Wealth Podcast. Glad to have you back. Happy Thanksgiving, to everybody. Happy Turkey Day. Hope you're eating a lot. Hope you've spent time with your family and hopefully you're getting to spend time with loved ones. And getting to be around family. We need it after this year. I think that it's a time to be thankful and a time to look at our blessings. And you know, we're thankful that Dental Wealth Podcast, that we've had you as an audience all year long, and had you, some of you have been listening for a while and some of you are new, and I hope you're enjoying it. Matthew, glad to have you here on Thanksgiving.
I know, it's turkey time. We're taking a little step away, about to go spend some time with the family. So, you know, hopefully most of you guys have giant families that all get along perfectly, so we wanted to make this a little bit of a fun podcast for you today.
So what do you, all right, so non-dental business topic. So what's your favorite Thanksgiving, like, food to eat?
This is a tough one. I don't know. I like apple pies and pecan. I might hit more down the sweeter side.
You might be having to hit the gym after this.
Yeah, I would say probably actually my favorite thing is banana bread. I am a sucker for some banana bread.
So now I know what I'm going to get for some leftovers, right?
Yes.
Some banana bread.
Yes.
Now, is that mom's
what about
banana?
you?
Is that mom's banana?
Mom's banana bread.
Right.
Man.
Mine's, my mom makes a stuffing, and I have to think it must be a Yankee type stuffing, like from the north, because my parents grew up in Massachusetts, and the seasoning they use you can't buy in the South. Now you can buy in Florida, which is not the South, right? That's like New York.
You like ship it seasoning in. Your mom has like some special
so my mom
Florida
has, like,
seasoning.
yeah, so you can get it in Florida because there's a lot of New Yorkers that have moved to Florida. So you can get it in Florida, but you can't get it in Georgia. So I literally had to go buy the herbs and like crunch them up one year to try to replicate mom's recipe or whatever. But I think it's stuffing. Like I think for like me, it's like stuffing and gravy.
I wouldn't tell your mom, but I'm not a big stuffing fan. I never have. You might be selling me on Miss Morin.
You never had mom's stuffing. That's right. I mean, you know, it's a different. No, it's good. It's I guess Yankee stuffing, right?
Do you have any traditions? Do you have like any Thanksgiving traditions? Aubrey and Grant do anything? Like, do you guys play football in the backyard? Or
I think we try to do all of it, right?
Yeah.
I think what a great time. I think it's time to take account for a year, and a year that has had challenges, but I still encourage people to, you know, one of the things that I always resent or regret when I hear is like 2020 is a horrible year. Let's get over it and let's get into the next year, because I think we can do that with anything in life, right? I think we've got to look at the blessings. And I think that it's important at this time of year, a day like today, is just take account. And, you know, the dental industry is such an amazing industry, where people know each other, where we spend time with each other, where we're in an industry that, you know, was fought back from COVID, supported, you know, I know we worked a lot of hours during that time, during the shutdowns. And I know that, you know, I think that it's a time to reflect on even if it was difficult, the leadership that it took, the strength that it took, the time that it took. I think what a beautiful thing, and I think that sometimes we can spend a little time too much time on the difficulty thing. Someone told me recently, they were like, you know, sometimes when you resent or regret things, it's like that's all part of your journey, right? So I think for me, it's like when I think about what 2020 brought. Now, it was far from expectations. As far as like, we didn't realize what was going to happen. It's been a crazy year. It's been an election year, which through COVID and the election. And then I just saw like yesterday the flatworm or something. There's a flatworm.
Murder hornets or something
hornets
like that.
And flatworms.
It's like one of those things that you get to say and hold as a badge of honor. I made it through 2020.
You know, but we learned a lot from it. We got college football this year. We've had football. And basketball, and so I think that those are things to be celebrated. I got to go to Atlanta United game, a soccer match recently. Although there was like 27 people in like a stadium that for like 80,000. But it was fun, you know. And look, I think that we also got to spend time with family this year, and I think technology is advanced greatly. we started thinking about one of the things that we started trying to do before COVID was how do we get people to utilize technology? And people pushed back on us utilizing technology, and now people are open to it. Now this technology was already here.
Force people to adapt, like in positive ways. I mean, you see, the best example I give is if you watch all of these holiday commercials that are coming out right now, it's about being able to spend time with family. Because this, before this, I feel like everybody was go, 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 go. And this kind of let people take a step back, realize what was important in life. And you got to be thankful for, this as a whole, because I don't know when that would have happened. It sounded like a society, we were moving forward as at a very fast pace. And this got everybody to take a step back. And, a lot of good things happened out of this.
Yeah, I think for us as a company, a lot's come out of it. I think for our clients, a lot has come out of it. I think a lot of people, and then, we talked through this podcast. One of the greatest things we were able to do during COVID time, during this podcast, is really give people answers.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people listen to the podcast and get answers to confusing questions at the time. What do we do during COVID? What do we do at this time? And, we expand when others contract. And our message was expand, communicate, talk to the marketplace. And those answers, the results were resounding. And we have clients that are all over the country right now who are, taking on 2-3 locations this calendar year, who are doing amazing things, who are hiring amazing team members. We've expanded our team greatly over this year.
Yep.
And so I look at things like that and go, look, it's how you want to look at it. Certainly that, it through some adversity, but it's how we know if we're great. It's through the adversity, it's through the difficult times, it's through the challenges that we face that we find out who we are. I knew that in the military, and when we look at it, this time, I think it's time to take stock, and it is. We can get caught up in maybe the election didn't go our way, or maybe we were hoping for this type of year and we didn't get it, or whatever it ends up being. Whatever ends up being maybe your football team lost, maybe it's a similar.
Yeah, it sounds the same.
But ultimately speaking, I think it's time sometimes to just stop and say, look, what are we thankful for? And what has been our blessing this year? Because one rock going around another rock isn't going to change anything. December, the idea that January 1st everything changes is absurd, right? It's only a mental decision. So it can change now, right? It can change tomorrow. You could technically call tonight New Year's Eve if you wanted to, right? It really has it's just really a mental state. And so, my encouragement on this Dental Wealth podcast is, first of all, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the listeners, and I'm thankful for everyone being a part of this podcast. I would encourage somebody who maybe just started tuning in the podcast, start over again. Start at episode 1. It'll only take you 100 episodes to get caught up or so.
Might take you a little while. We did have that, one of our clients, he was mowing the lawn during when they were going on lockdown and stuff, and that's how he got on the Dental Wealth podcast, because he was just listening to the podcast. You got Thanksgiving, you're cooking turkey. Instead of having Frank Sinatra on, why don't you put the Dental Wealth podcast on? I can serenade you if you want me to.
Hey, we gotta have you sing. Hey, put the Dental Wealth podcast on. Put it in the background. It's better than the uncle who yells at you or whatever. Look, I think that there's reasons to be thankful, and whether you decided to do a virtual Thanksgiving with your family, whether you're there, hopefully you're able to be close to family and have them around, or but I think ultimately speaking, no matter what the situation is that we are lucky to have the people in our lives and the people that celebrate us. And this podcast is only possible through the continued listeners. And we look at the numbers are going up every single day, literally. And so, it's my way of saying thank you, Matthew. Yeah. Thank you, to join me on this podcast. You guys don't see him because he's behind the scenes, but Reese, thank you for all you do.
Reese is killing it. We got multiple cameras.
We've got cameras on top of cameras and sets and all kinds of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. So, thank you for all you do. And I think we just wanted to take a moment today and say thank you for listening and thank you for being a part. But I would encourage anyone, take a time on this day to just make a list. And make a list of all the things you're thankful for. And maybe it's all the things, one of the things that people do in their practice, and I think we can do it at this podcast too, and talk about the ways we can improve. But what happens with the ways we can improve is sometimes we look at them like we don't focus on the wins enough, right? We don't focus on the things that are going well. So it's like maybe take some time after this podcast and just write down your wins, the things that are going well.
What you're grateful for.
The things that have went well this year. I would even go farther than grateful, because like grateful, you can be grateful, but I'd even say grateful is one side of it, but then freaking wins. Like, how'd you win this year? Not just that you're grateful, because grateful feels like it's a little bit like, be grateful. Like, but wins is like, hell yeah, I won. Like, football team isn't grateful. Good football team won, right? So it's like there's some part of that's like, be grateful for winning, but dang it, celebrate your wins, right? I mean, high five in the locker room. So I think there's a part of this that's like, look, we won. We had a great season. We had a great, look at all the things. Now, you can talk about the missed tackle, and you can talk about the field goal that didn't go in, and you can talk about those things, and how do we become better on special teams? And, you know, I'm trying
Today's not the day.
I got to think of like 8 sports or something. So like, 'cause some people are not football people, they're like, what's he talking about? Reese is going like, we need to throw in the tennis analogy or something.
Celebrate your turkey coming out great. That's a win, baby.
We had late Masters this year. I mean, who gets Masters in the fall? I mean, that's beautiful, right? So I think that, you know, and I was able to go up to you know, the forest last weekend and do amazing things and see awesome things. So I think that there's so much to celebrate. We're all pushing through together through this time. And so my encouragement is 1, say thank you, 2, have gratitude, 3, to celebrate your wins. Keep doing that. Keep pushing on. Keep listening to Done Well podcast. We are just getting started with this podcast. Even though we're over 100 episodes in, this is just scratching the surface. It's going to get better. We're going to have more and more content. We'll have more and more special guests. We're going to keep updating things, even though over this year we've moved to a giant studio and all the things we've done. It's just going to get better. So thank you. My gratitude is for you, Matthew, for you, Reese. Thank you, everyone, for listening, to watching. Please hit like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.